And your surname is Haugh?
Haugh.
Haugh.
Haugh, like ha 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 ha.
Like ha.
Yeah, Haugh. Because I know there's a surname over here called War, which is the same but with W. But obviously, if you use that rule, it makes me a whore. So people freak out with my name in England. I know I come from County Clare. My grandfather was adopted during those times where it's a little bit like, we're just going to burn these papers, just take this child and give it to a new family and won't worry about the details. So we don't know anything about the side of the family. So I think we pronounce our name wrong. I think it should be pronounced Haugh.
Well, I think I may have to give up the ghost with the Cavolo Nero. I tried to protect it from the cabbage whites, but even in the cloche, it wouldn't. It couldn't. It's just twigs. It's just twigs. But that's gardening, isn't it? Sometimes you just have to let it go. Like in that film, that song, Let It Go. What's it called? Oh yeah, Frozen. Kind of the opposite of what we are at the moment. Everything's so scorched. Anyway, welcome to Pottering with me, Tom Allen, and we are now in our third series. Can't believe it. I know, and thank you for all your lovely comments on last week's episode with Jake Lambert. Such a great guy. This week, I'm delighted. My guest is the incredible chef and inspirator, Anna Haugh, Haugh, is how you spell that surname. We had a long discussion about how to say it. And I just love her, and she's so interesting. So I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. And also, if you don't mind, do hit subscribe. It just means that we can continue doing the podcast and bringing you all these wonderful, extraordinary people. And if you've got time, maybe give us a rating. 5 would be great. Maybe write a comment. I love reading all those comments. It really means the world. So thank you very much. And enjoy this week's episode of Pottering. Welcome to the garden, Anna Haugh.
Haugh.
Anna Haugh.
I drew you off by just throwing
I thought maybe we should go with the Irish pronunciation, Anna Haugh.
I would love that. It would be so much easier, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Anna
I know.
Haugh. Well, whatever your name is, thank you for coming. Thank you for joining me here in the garden for a bit of pottering around. Of course, people may well know you from MasterChef.
Oh, yes.
Which you've been a part of the team there for, is it 2 years?
I've been a kind of guest chef on there for many, many years.
Yes.
But just recently, we've had the first episode with Grace Dent and I as the new hosts for...
Is it as recent as that?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, I thought it was 2 years. There you go. And have you been enjoying it? I know, as you say, you've been there for a few years doing bits, but now you're there permanently.
Tom, it was so amazing.
Oh, good.
So when I did professionals, I stepped in for a year to Monica Galetti, had family stuff she wanted to kind of take care of. So she took a year out and I loved doing professionals. I thought it was amazing. And when they asked me to do, this is like the home cooks, the kind of amateurs. And I thought, oh yeah, no, that'll be fine. Oh my God, it was so different.
Oh, really?
So the difference between professionals and amateurs is that everybody is really passionate and they love it. But the professionals are like, please tell me I'm good. I want to be good at this. Where the amateurs are like, if I do well at this will change my life. I might change my job. This could be the biggest thing I've ever done as an adult.
Oh,
so
yes.
it matters. So it's so important that the effort that they were putting in, you really saw every single little detail that they were doing, because it was maybe the make or break of them leaving their job and entering into hospitality.
And potentially doing a job, I suppose, that they've always dreamed of doing.
Yeah, because it's so hard.
Yes.
If you enjoy MasterChef, you're probably made for the business.
Do you think? Yeah, really,
Yeah.
It's a good training then.
Yeah, because it's really hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
But it does seem like that, very stressful, and especially those ones where it's like, well, here's a cabbage, good luck, see you in half an hour.
And listen, imagine you're having a dinner party and someone said, we're just going to put 6 cameras in here and interview you at every crucial stage of your cook.
Yes, all of that.
And tick, 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 tick.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine that.
Did you used to watch Ready Steady Cook when you were growing up?
Yes, I did.
I was obsessed with that. Coming
I
home from
also
school.
was a Ready Steady Cook.
I was going to say, were you on that?
Cook.
Well, you did the recent one with Rylan.
2 series, yeah.
Because I remember loving it so much when it was Fern Britton. Do you remember
Yes.
Fern Britton years?
She was brilliant.
She was brilliant. She is brilliant. She's such a
And
lovely
Ainsley
person.
Harriott.
And then Ainsley. But Ainsley, when I was watching, was a guest chef, and it was like, oh, Ainsley's there. It's going to be fun. It was such a simple program. Brought so much
It
joy.
was brilliant. I loved it. Legging it home from school, throwing the school bag
Yes,
to the side.
exactly.
Click on the telly.
And then my dad.
Peas 7 ways.
Oh, yeah.
Boiled in cream, boiled in water, mushed with a thing.
Oh, yes, they would do sometimes very over-the-top things with didn't seem to need to be done. And my dad perceived that I liked it, and he got me the subscription to the magazine. So I had the ring binder as well.
Oh, wow. That's
It's
lovely.
the only time I ever did that.
That was in those olden times, Tom, when we were children. Like when you did have like a magazine subscription, there was always this thing where they would have a binder it would go into, and there was pockets, and it was so amazing.
It was brilliant. And
all the stuff for my son now, these magazines, like they're lumps of plastic with a sticker on them.
Oh.
I'm fit to be tied. I'm like trying to blindfold them as we're walking past.
Well, they put them by the till, don't they?
Because
they know
and nice and low.
Oh, yeah, so they see that they want
Once
the
they
plastic
can
toy.
crawl, they can reach it.
Oh, yeah, wasn't like that for us.
No.
Sensible recipe cards. But it's interesting as well because talking about growing up and who we loved, and I always liked Delia Smith growing up. But of course, in Ireland, there was another big chef on the TV, which I don't think we really saw her here, but a big chef in Irish cooking was, I think, a hero of yours.
Myrtle Allen, and then also Darina Allen. So it started off with Myrtle, and then Darina and Myrtle were like tag team, and now Darina is the big boss. Yeah, but I grew up with all three women, like growing up being really, because you thought, if I need a recipe, these are the people who are going to steer us in the right direction.
Yes.
These are the people who actually do it day in, day out. They know, you know, how to cook an egg.
Yeah, things like that, those kind of practical, simple things.
Yeah.
That I guess we in some way, we all need to learn at some point. So
there's a foundations. It's like learning to put your socks on before your shoes or your pants before your trousers.
Years to work it out.
But once you know it, you can wear a suit.
Yes, exactly. You get dressed up all by yourself. Yes, absolutely. And Myrtle Allen set up, I think, the Ballymaloe. It's a restaurant and hotel.
Ballymaloe House, but there's also Ballymaloe Cookery School.
Right, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
Lovely. And I know, of course, you have your beautiful restaurant in Chelsea called Myrtle.
Myrtle!
Yes.
So, and my dog is called Myrtle, so I'm like some sort of super fan. That shouldn't have happened, but it's just the way it is.
And I should point out as well, Alan, it's nothing to do with my family
Yes.
as well. Sadly. Maybe it is in some way.
I could marry into the Alan name.
Okay, this is your only way. I mean, I should go there, really, claim it.
I think everybody should go there. It's this wonderful place. It is, an investment to go, absolutely. But they've been doing things the right way since the beginning. And I think people are coming around now to understand the importance of soil health and growing things yourself, and the importance of not wasting, and good kind of approach to, farming and eating and growing. And they're just, they've just been right the whole time.
Well, it's so interesting, isn't it? Because that wisdom's always been there, but it feels like in the last, 40 or 50 years, people have gone like, no, just microwave everything.
Well, why is that, Tom?
Yes.
Somebody is trying to put their hand into your pocket and get your money. Because if you are self-sufficient and you do things yourself, well, then there's not just middle people who aren't getting paid. There's all sorts of numbers of people not getting paid. Yeah. Somebody lied to us, I don't know when they start doing it, saying, let me take the headache out of cooking. Oh, it's a nightmare to tidy up. Oh, let me do this. And then you put it in the oven or you put it in the microwave. But what are you doing when you're not doing the cooking and the cleaning?
Yeah, scrolling on your stupid phone. Yeah, exactly. This is exactly my thing. So, it ties in very much with my enjoyment of gardening, which I've always said is, for me, I like it because it feels like it sits at the middle of mental health and also understanding the climate, but also understanding our consumption of food and where food comes from, and also it's about community as well. All those things I think get dismissed when we start ignoring, because eating, I think, is all part of that kind of sitting down together, cooking together.
Like the fundamental basic things in life is that we have to drink water, eat food, have connections. That's it. So connection with nature, connection with people, connection with music or art, all of that is the meaning of life. And then everything else.
That's the art bell.
That's how profound. They're ringing it like,
wow, I hear you.
But anything else outside of that is about making money, being profitable. And don't get me wrong, not everybody is working to be sly, but that we are kind of moving away from what's important by being sold a pizzazzy idea.
Yes, and I don't know, I think it's losing, if we lose sight of those things that are really enjoyable, like growing and cooking food, I think, and appreciating food and actually tasting things properly. I think we live such a rushed life.
And we feel a bit more sad and we feel a bit more isolated, even though we have friends. You feel disconnected because there is a disconnection.
Yes. Do you think that's right?
Yeah, I do. I think to feel more content, as opposed to like craving like laughter and happiness the whole time, which is like you can go to watch your show and you will have that amazing moment of laughing then, but that's not sustainable permanently. Contentment is, and contentment is about the choices you make. Be it gardening, be it cooking, be it cleaning is another form of it.
Mindful.
It's where you have to do things. That's where contentment lies. And then the joy and happiness comes from different decisions you make to build on the contentment.
Anna, that is such great wisdom. I like that very much. Because I've heard as well about, I think I don't want to get it wrong, but I think it was in Japanese culture. It's often talked about when relaxing, you can't just switch off. You know, we have this kind of way of we're like, work, stop.
Yeah.
And it's like slamming the brakes on a car.
Yeah.
You jolt forward. And actually, if you can do something, that's why I like cooking and I like gardening, is because I'm doing something there. I'm not just stopping. Yeah. I'm engaging with something. I'm using my brain, but just in a calmer, actually maybe a different part of my brain as well. But,
it's so important. And it's also, there's a bit of giving. So when you're taking care of the garden, you're giving to the garden. When you're cooking, you're going to give that to somebody.
Yes,
and it's not all about, we call a Mayfainer in Ireland, is someone who's all like me, a Mayfainer, right? And there's no joy. Sometimes we've been told this lie where, look after number one, number uno,
yes.
right? They're Mayfainers, right? They're not happy. They might be boasting about winning, but they are absolutely the losers who are going home to, sit in their pants, cry.
I always think that. When you see those like programs about super yachts or private jets and things, I always think, it doesn't look like they're having a lovely time. No. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they don't. Do you know what I mean? Like, you never see someone like, the family and I had such a lovely conversation on the private jet this afternoon. No. You never hear that conversation. It's always like, oh, my private jet, go do a deal. Get back from the deal. Big house.
And that's just the women.
Gotta go do the deal. Come on.
I can see the hair.
And there's super yachts that basically look like a sort of, like a floating caravan. Yeah. And they cost millions of pounds. Just go on a caravan holiday, have a lovely time.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I'm like, I 100% agree. No, thank you.
I think a happy life is a calm life, and with space to do things, quietly. And when we set up this podcast in 2025, established in 2020, can you believe it?
I can't believe it.
We've been.
Time
it's our
flies.
52nd episode, I think it is.
It's amazing.
50.
Around that.
50.
We've done about
You've had 51 legends so far, so you've got great guests.
It's great guests,
great
right,
company,
Anna? Great.
I mean,
it's always great
seriously.
company. Well, I wanted to set it up to make space for people to come and sit in the garden and have a nice chat. Because I think people are at their best when they're in the garden. And I think,
I agree.
The opportunity to garden in some capacity is something that we should all have. I think it should be a right, really. That whether it's a hanging basket or it's a local community garden or a park, I think it's important. I just think it's so lovely.
It's so interesting the way different things kind of ignite our kind of senses or appreciation. So some people adore flowers. Other people adore drinks. Now,
what perfect timing.
Oh, monsieur.
Oh, my goodness. This is Alfie's come to join us with some drinks.
Thank you, Alfie.
I say there's 3 glasses there, Alfie. Did you fancy one yourself?
No, it's just because there's 3 different.
There's different drinks.
Oh, okay.
Different drinks.
Okay.
So, will I put this on the ground?
Yes.
Will I put it on the ground or put it on the table?
I can stand here and hold it.
No.
No, let me hold it and then you can.
Oh,
table
God,
somewhere.
a human table? That feels very Elon Musk.
The ground's fine there.
The ground's fine?
The ground's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Right, so first
We'll
drink.
keep you some. So so just to explain, you very kindly came to see us and you brought gifts from your lovely restaurant and some lovely drinks from your restaurant and from Ireland itself.
So you need to have somebody look at your ice machine.
Oh, we have got a problem with our ice machine, actually.
I can tell.
Well, sometimes it comes out in these massive clumps, like sheets of ice.
Yeah, but
it's like something out of the Titanic.
It's the colour of your ice that's the problem. It's white. It should be clear. So that will melt in a different way.
Yeah, it melts really quick.
Yeah.
Is it bad? Is it maybe some sort of like...
It's all right. Could be a dead mouse or something in there.
Oh,
Just
fine. As long as it's frozen, it's fine.
Protein. Everybody's talking about getting more protein in their
gains.
diet.
That's what we're talking about.
Okay, so I'm going to give you, the first thing I'm going to give you is a bit of West Coast cooler.
West Coast cooler, which I don't think I've ever had. Is it made on the west coast of Ireland?
I think it is, it's like, what would you call it? It's a kind of wine thing. A wine cooler.
wine
So I think they thought it would make it like more like kind of fancy and a bit American.
Yeah, it does feel a bit American.
It used to be sold in a green bottle.
Oh.
And I would dance to S Club 7 chugging this from the bottle.
Alfie's gone now, but he loves S Club 7.
But I...
Oh, no, steps.
Here.
It's different. Oh.
S
Thank you.
Club, there ain't no 7 like an S Club 7.
So this is a wine cooler, is that?
So yeah, it's a wine cooler.
See, I think a wine cooler is like one of those
Cooler things for
those
your wine.
insulation things.
Well,
Which I mean, because the ice is
I
so
think
rubbish.
we're both right.
Okay, so West Coast, so it's a kind of
Tropical delight.
very tropical.
So it's just like the original Alco Pop.
Light and refreshing though, not too sweet. I like
Too
that.
sweet.
I
Low,
like that.
low calories.
Low
It was
calories.
nicer before they started to add the sweeteners to it. Do I look like some sort of like goblin? I feel like a little drinks goblin.
No one's ever said that. Would you like it up? Do you want me to hold it? Would that be better? Is that what you're
No,
worried about?
don't make it any
You
more
don't look like
weird
a
than I've
goblin.
made it.
You don't look like a goblin if it's. I mean, I feel like that might not reassure you though. But this is lovely. This is lovely, a West Coast cooler. So they call it West Coast just to sort of give it a Californian.
I think so,
It's
yeah.
American West Coast cooler to go on our yacht.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Okay.
that is very nice.
Isn't
I've never
it?
had that before.
Yeah. So when I have staff parties, so originally I would have it in the bar. So we've got like a little wine bar that we sister, and we do lock-ins for the staff. Like the most amazing staff in the universe, right? Do you know how amazing they are? We have these parties, we have the lock-ins. I fire loads of drink at them, have a few with them. I leave, say, lads, leave the bar clean. Every time I come back in, it'll be like a couple of days later, immaculate, because we close for a few days.
Oh, nice.
And like, no matter how sauced up they are,
They'll
they
always clean it.
always make sure they leave it.
Muscle memory.
Aren't they just brilliant? Like, they're so brilliant.
And it's thank you. Oh, okay. So what? Oh my goodness.
This is Irish whiskey with like a homemade elderflower
you
cordial
really do know
we
how to
make
throw
in
a
the
drink at
restaurant.
someone.
I'm like, the goblin wants to get it done.
These parties, how long do they last? 6 minutes? There's enough. That one now.
Listen, I'm not going to lie. That is how I
Life's
do it.
busy. Life's
I'm a
busy.
chef. I'm not
Haven't
front
got
of
time.
house.
Service, drink. Okay. So what is this?
It's. I like the idea of challenging how whiskey is served. So
Oh,
for
I like
me,
that, yeah.
this is a homemade elderflower cordial.
Okay.
With like a traditional Irish whiskey. So it has those Christmas cake notes, but putting it with something like elderflower for me is very different. Now, it's a bit sweet because it's elderflower, but the complexity of the whiskey finishes really nice with
Very
it.
smooth.
And it's just so easy because it's not like messing around. I don't like... I used to love a gin and tonic, but what I hate is that when the fizz goes in it, it kind of does my
yeah,
head
that
in.
acrid sort of-
So then I have to chug it. Where I think a drink like this, if you shake it over ice, it's fine. Or if you...
With cloudy ice like us. This is lovely. It reminds me a little bit of a Manhattan,
Oh,
which I
yes,
always
yes,
enjoy.
yes.
A sort of, that kind of sweeter taste take on a whiskey or a bourbon. So this is Irish whiskey mixed with Orange Club.
No. Homemade elderflower.
Homemade elderflower.
Yeah, so just gather all the
Oh.
elderflowers, bit of sugar, bit of gooseberry, bit of
Do you put citric acid?
a bit of citric acid in there as well. Yeah, a bit of lemons.
Oh, 'cause-
But it's difficult because the season of the elderflower isn't the same season as lemons. Lemons are in season
I never think of lemons.
before, yeah. So what happens is that we get lemons now and you're like, I don't know where my lemons are coming from. So sometimes they're
I
like,
always say that.
the lads, I'm always like, you have to check the lemons because when we're doing recipes in the restaurant, you might just need a squeeze. But sometimes it is like as if you've just put a handful of citric acid in there because it's so strong. But then other times it's so sweet. It's like you have to put a
Yes.
litre in. So it's like you have to be careful with it. And so this time of year, the lemons are unpredictable. So a bit of both.
When life gives you lemons,
Yeah.
gives you lemons. Mix it with some
Citric
some
acid.
citric acid.
Oh, it's so
Irish whiskey.
catchy.
So
See that on cushions.
Because Jo Brand came on the podcast and she brought a lot of elderflower from her garden.
Oh,
And said, you must make elderflower cordial. And I thought, oh, yes. I looked it up, citric acid. Where'd you get that from? I don't know.
Health food shop.
Yeah, apparently you get it all from a chemist.
Yeah.
Which is where you used to get olive oil from. If you watch
know, just
early
gas.
Delia Smith, she's like, this is called olive oil. if you get it from a chemist, you can put it in salads like they do in Greece.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, it is
Absolutely
wild.
wild. This is delicious.
Oh,
I feel like
delighted.
I'm the only one drinking. Do you want?
So no, what I really wanted to do is that because when I've been on podcasts before, I've always been nervous about bringing stuff because I don't know if people do that. But it's
We don't know what we do here. We basically don't have a plan.
But I wanted to share stuff that are associated with Ireland. So obviously the West Coast Cooler and the club
lovely.
drinks for me are just so Irish, and Irish people know about these things. So like our cuisine is like any country. We've got the crisps, the soft drinks, the Alco pops, obviously the grown-up whiskies. But then it moves into the cheeses and the charcuteries and the recipes that are like just homegrown recipes. Like there's just so many things, and I feel like I never talk about it properly. I struggle.
Really? Oh, that's so
because
lovely.
I have so much of it in my brain.
Yeah.
Sometimes I kind of like, how long will they let me talk about it? Because
I
it's like
love
I'm
it.
dying to get it out.
Well, Eamon, who makes the podcast with us here,
Amo.
he lives in Tipperary.
That's some commute.
Yeah, I know, demanding. Isn't it? Get in now. I'll send the private jet.
Like how I serve drinks. Yes.
Have a drink. Private jet. Do the podcast. And we were talking before about Irish food, and I said my experience in Ireland has always been that it's beautiful food. It's kind of like often like celebrating the ingredients in a way that the other side of the Irish Sea we often haven't done historically. In a way that like I've always enjoyed like. Just the way vegetables are served. I know it sounds, but like just in my experience, there's been like a treasuring of provenance and everything just always tastes very fresh and very real, which I've always enjoyed.
Oh, there's just so many different angles to kind of talk about this. So, farming is such a huge thing in this
I
discussion.
was on holiday in Gran Canaria, and at the bar we got chatting to a meat producer from Ireland.
That is so random.
So, to be honest, it was quite unusual. But we were having such a nice time. We were in a hotel.
Yeah.
And there was a singer.
Yeah.
And there were kids running around dancing. And we were getting drunk on Baileys. And just started talking to this lovely couple. They were great fun.
Amazing.
Yeah,
and
so
I think when
their
you
names.
come from farming background, there's this amazing thing where there's nuances in any industry that is passed on. And then there's the introduction of education and as things evolve and people learn about it. So when you have a country like Ireland, which still farms, I mean, it's less than it used to, but still quite a lot compared to the population.
Yeah.
You have family-owned businesses still rearing animals, rearing vegetables, so that it is kind of like part of the fabric of the communities. There's obviously is farming in the UK, but it would be so lovely to see the government invest in encouraging people to kind of return back to that.
Oh, lovely, yes.
Because the more food that is produced in the country, the less obviously things have to travel.
Yes.
But that people do cherish the things more. If you live beside a farmer and they explain about like how long it takes to, rear a sheep. Sheep have this mad thing where they're fine, and then they're dead, right? Like where a cow's bigger, so they're a bit like, oh, I've got a funny walk. Oh, we need to get the vet for them. But sheep are like, I'm fine. And then in the night they die. So you need to really have that in your blood to rear sheep.
Yes. I didn't know
and that's
about
why I always think that's why lamb is so popular, because they were like, it's fit and healthy, eat it quick.
I see, yes.
But yeah, I think the government reinvesting in kind of or investing more in agriculture would be a really important thing for people's health and diets and joy and
absolutely
Britishness and all of that stuff.
Yes. The thing I've always felt with trying to grow food is how hard it is. Behind you, you'll see the cloche, which I've talked about before. But I tried to grow Cavolo Nero.
Yeah.
Just because it looks so beautiful.
The slugs love it though, right?
The slugs of it. So I was like, the slugs are not going to get this. I'm going to put it in the cloche because you just saw a cabbage white butterfly flying around. I was like, those butterflies are not going to get my Cavolo Nero.
There was 2 in it earlier.
Oh, was there? Did you get them out? I bet they've laid their eggs in them.
Better that than your clothes.
So, true that.
Although maybe they don't lay in your clothes. That's just those brown
Those
moths.
moths. Oh, disgusting. That's the thing with nature. So much of it is disgusting.
I know.
It's hateful.
I bet you they love us the way we just like stamp on them and spray them all around.
These 2-legged beasts, they seem nice. The way they've concreted all of our home.
yeah.
But then, so I put them in the cloche, thinking that will keep them safe. No, the cabbage whites were already in there. They'd laid their eggs and they were massive caterpillars having the time of their life. Sticks, that's all I've got left. And when you think like, it gave me this appreciation of like farming, because you go, like, just to try and grow a radish is exhausting, and the heartbreak.
Yeah. And imagine having a whole field of it.
Yes.
And then some little troublemaker moves in and starts bringing
Rabbit.
its mates.
Oh, yes, Peter Rabbit. No wonder that farmer was coming with his gun. Yes, exactly. They
You
deserve it.
farm, I'll eat the rabbits
Thank
that
you for
you
the
kill.
lettuce. Oh, yes, exactly. Yes, perfect. But it is kind of, you realise, I think people just sometimes, well, we all do it, just assume like, oh, it's just on the shelf.
Yeah.
It's on the shelf. I'll just get it. Yes, it's fine. Just get it. And actually, somebody's made it. Somebody's worked
And
to get it.
also, loads of the stuff that's on our shelves now is being grown in conditions where that product shouldn't be grown. So as a result, you're not getting it in its best form, in its most nutritious form.
Oh, yes.
And especially the longer things travel as well, it doesn't go well.
Yes.
And then people don't understand what a season is. So it's like the supermarkets, I mean, they're very bold, the supermarkets. So you'll head into broccoli season and you'll see gorgeous broccoli everywhere. But you've got to really root out the flag to see what blankety country it's from.
Yes.
Because you'll find it's been grown in the arse end of nowhere.
Flown
and
in,
then it's not actually the season. The season is the British season that you're trying to follow. And people are trying to do the right thing. And the supermarkets are tricking them. And they'll always make the other broccoli a little bit cheaper.
Oh, really? So they don't want to get
No, because it is, maybe they have to pay the farmer more here.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
We could talk about farms all day long. I think they're
Interesting.
terrible. The weather when it's so bad, and if the lettuce crop doesn't work out and they've signed a contract with the supermarket and all their lettuces die because, they can't survive, they have to buy that lettuce from somewhere else to honour their contract to the supermarket.
Really?
So that we have some bag of rocket on the shelf, as opposed to going, no rocket, did you see the sun?
Yes, which is what we should be like.
But we would be like.
Yes.
But it's the supermarket saying, we couldn't let our customers down. Give us some substandard rocket instead.
And actually, we don't. Whereas, the idea of just sort of buying something seasonal feels like they do it in continental Europe a lot.
Yeah.
That kind of sense of, well, here's a asparagus and a celery head. I don't know what they
Delicious.
do.
I love celery and celery.
I do like
I love celery and celery.
and asparagus.
Who's drinking? Me or you?
I know, I'm the one getting pissed. Oh God, that is a lovely drink. I enjoy it. Now,
Thank you.
Now,
And that's poutine. You can have that later. My
so-
homemade poutine.
so you make poutine, which is like for people who don't know, this is kind of homemade spirit, right?
Yeah, so I make it with barley,
It's fizzing as I open the cork.
potato.
Is that normal?
No, it's not fizzing. That's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
That maybe you just broke wind. It's made with oats, treacle, potato, and barley, water and yeast. And you're not allowed to add anything else to it. But I've been making it for years, and I loved the whole journey. It's like a hobby nearly, because you're not allowed to sell it. You can only
Give it away.
give it away or have it yourself. That's all right. But you're not allowed to sell it.
Because it's a kind of traditional homemade liquor, isn't it?
Yeah, and often versions of it would be the base of whiskies as well back in the day, and it
Oh,
would have been aged
okay.
in barrels.
I never know the difference between whiskey and gin and vodka. And
Well, it's about it being aged in the barrel, and then the barley that the whiskey is made as a kind of base. But I don't know like a huge amount on whiskey, but that'll be my next project.
I see it for you, a distillery.
Yeah, but I love it. But my summer one didn't work out because of the heat, blankety heat, killing the lettuce and killing
What were
the
you going to
yeast
make
in
it
my
with lettuce?
poutine.
Oh, no, the yeast.
Yeah, it killed the yeast in
course.
my poutine. Yeah,
So it wasn't boozy.
I still distilled it, but there was all this natural kind of sweetness left in it because the yeast hadn't transformed the sugars into alcohol. So it's really delicious. Still delicious.
Delicious. I think, but again, how lovely to make things from scratch.
Yeah.
Which I feel like people used to do, and certainly other cultures do when you go abroad on holiday. You see, I remember going to Greece and seeing people growing their own salad. It was no big deal. Here's our cucumbers.
But that's what you're doing now.
Well, try
Tomatoes.
it.
I saw tomatoes. Nasturtiums. You should do a nice nasturtium salad with some fish. That'd be delicious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, really easy. You don't have to
thanks
do
for saying
it.
that,
Just
Anna.
pull it out of the garden. Pan fry
fish.
up your fish,
Oh,
few
yes.
capers. Yeah. You've got a secret pond.
The fish plant.
Yeah.
No, okay.
Delicious.
Few capers, lovely.
Oh, yummy.
What are capers? They are like a...
Capers, I don't know. They're like a fermented kind of berry, and it usually is kind of along the coast. And it's incredible that somebody was like, I think you can't eat them raw or they're not nice raw. And someone went, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ferment this.
Yeah, stick them in vinegar for
But
ages.
I loved them.
Oh, lovely. I hope you're enjoying our lovely chat with Anna Haugh. Isn't she wonderful? So inspiring. And you join me by the tomatoes now. Anna was actually the first one to try these tomatoes. She tried one of these tumbling toms, which could be used to describe me when I've had a few drinks. And she said they were delicious. So there, she wouldn't lie. They're actually doing very well. We're amazed at our harvest there. So they're starting to turn red. So good news. Just to say, do hit subscribe if you haven't already. It would mean the world to us. It's super easy to do. It just means that we can keep making this wonderful podcast. So this is your restaurant in Chelsea.
Yeah.
And it's an Irish restaurant celebrating beautiful Irish food and Irish products and ingredients.
So I opened it up 7 years ago. And
what a perfect time.
Yeah, I know. You're perfect for
Perfect,
all
great
of the
timing.
events.
Oh, bless.
But in life, I really believe in, the way there's this thing where people are like, oh, you shouldn't have kids now. Sort that out and then have them later. And you shouldn't do this career move.
Yeah.
People have all these weird advice where I'm just
So
like,
true.
If in your heart and your head, and you're not a lunatic, obviously, that you're like, this feels right, well, I think
killed
you
all these
should
people.
do
It just feels right. Now's the time. I'm not going to wait.
That is a perfect example of the lunatic I was mentioning. I was really desperately hoping I'd become a mother, and I really desperately wanted to have my own restaurant. And everybody was like, well, choose one or the other. And I just was like, fuck off.
Yeah.
I'm going to try both because neither might end up being on the cards. So I have both.
Oh.
And I'm very proud of it. And while I was expecting, the manager of the restaurant's girlfriend was expecting, and the sommelier's wife was expecting, all within 3 months, 3 beautiful little bouncing babies arrived, and the restaurant did not crumble to the ground.
A new generation to take over.
And also the kids did come to the restaurant. So like Eva, my niece, because the manager of the restaurant is my cousin, she comes, I think it's usually once or twice a week when her mother finishes work and it just doesn't all click. So she sits in the kitchen, we give her spinach to pick. She's amazing. She's got like loads of natural talent. And we have great little chats. She draws everybody pictures. Everybody loves her. And it's like, it feels like work doesn't have to be so like...
arduous.
Like children are the worst thing.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you teach them how to behave. You show them social behaviours.
Lovely.
And now and again they drop a carton of 2 litre of cream and it bounces everywhere and it's like the cleanup is astronomical. But it's like that is, you're living your life. In your job, you're still living your life.
But that's sort of love, I think, that people want to experience. They want to be a part of, I think, when they come to a restaurant. Yeah. Like, how often does one go abroad? Again, I don't know why I'm always referencing Europe, but...
Because you're so fancy.
Because I'm so fancy. Have I mentioned I've been to Greece?
You're wearing a suit in bikini weather.
Let me tell you, and I feel it. But that's... Well, my best friend at school, Brie...
Brigitte, that's where it started.
That's where it started.
French cheese.
She was a wheel of cheese. And her family owned a restaurant in West Wickham opposite the swimming baths called Prima Donnas. And they really taught me about food and restauranteuring because they just cared so much about it, and that sense of care about every element of it and giving people an experience that was chic and cool, but also people had thought about and cared. And Patrick, the chef there, who's he's a Dubliner. But, so there's an Irish influence there, and then Brie's dad.
So there's an Irish influence.
So you'd like him.
Connections.
So you'd like him. You maybe know him. And
it's my father,
Patrick. You know him. And Marino and Angela, Brie's parents, who's they worked together, set it up. And I went to work there, and they really taught me about kind of appreciating things and how things should be and how they shouldn't be. And it was always about that kind of care, and that.
So it's like the intentions that people have. So we dress manners up as like manners are rules.
Yes,
but manners are good intentions. So when you hold a door for a person, you're hoping that person is like, oh, thank you. But if they don't, that's all right. Your intentions were good. That's all that matters.
I love it.
I come to your house and there's like a lovely spread of little treats all dotted around, and do you want a cup of tea? That's really good intentions to make me feel welcome and nice. Not to look like fancy and showy. It's about
to tell you.
No,
Was.
I think my favorite thing about you, Tom, is that your intentions are so gorgeous in your humor, in your comedy, in how you host or interview people. You want to make a joke, so you might. I imagine it's like. You know the way some people go, oh, it's like a catty humour, kind of slagging people off. It's like kitten versions, where it's like you kind of put the paw in and say something funny, but it's with such kind intentions, you could never be offended.
Oh, that's very, very lovely of you
And
to say.
very unique and skillful and nuanced and difficult to do because people would love to be able to do that, and instead they just sound mean.
Right.
You know, oh, that's bitchy. And it's like, no, you can still do the little joke and the little ribbing, but it's nice.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, I try, if ever I'm sort of doing that kind of ribbing thing, I try and do it in a way that goes like, wouldn't it be funny if I was as horrible as that? That's what I sort of have in my mind.
But you really, that's you make it sound easy, but that's very difficult to do.
Well, I appreciate that very much. Well,
I appreciate it because I love it because you're so funny.
Oh, well, this is turning out to be a wonderful time. Come back soon. I think you should move local, actually, Anna. I think it would suit you around
My
here.
sister lives in West Wickham. Is
Oh,
that near you?
that's where the restaurant is I'm talking about. I learned to swim in West Wickham swimming pool, baths. So I bet you'll know prima donnas.
Oh,
Still
yeah,
there.
I've been to Prima Donnas.
No
I have,
way.
yes.
Hang on, put the bag down.
Yes. Of course I have.
Really?
Yeah, red. It was
Red.
a while ago when I was there, but it was red on the
Yeah,
inside.
that's where I used to
Booths and
work.
stuff. Yeah, you go down the kind of
That's
steps. To
right.
yeah.
The steps down the back.
Couldn't make all that up if it wasn't true.
No, exactly. How lovely that you've been there. And so Patrick's wife, Monica, she took me to the markets when I was interested in food. I was about 15. I couldn't get a job at that time. And she took me to the markets like overnight. So I went to like the fruit and veg market.
Oh,
the
wow.
Billingsgate,
So
which-
exciting.
Smithfield. And oh my goodness, I was 15 years old and I'd been getting drunk with my friends the night before and I'd thrown up. And I was like, I'm going to get up. Monica's coming in the van.
Yeah, but you're 15, you can do it.
You can do, yeah, now I'd be like, I need to go to hospital. But then went up and thought it was so fascinating.
Yeah.
And Monica was
Amazing.
desserts.
Yeah.
She was in charge of desserts. And so when I worked there, I was a dessert waiter. Because a lot of the younger men who joined to work there were like Americans call the busboy.
Yes.
don't they? But,
And it's part of also Italian service can be very much like that. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's theatrical.
Absolutely a theatre to
yeah,
it.
yeah.
So I felt very glamorous working there. The stairs, I love going up and down the stairs. A bit like Quaglino's back in the day.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, we go off track. How funny, but happy memories. Now, your beautiful restaurant, Myrtle, opened 6 years ago, just before
7 years ago.
7 years ago, just before the pandemic.
Just before the pandemic.
Perfect timing for a restaurant to open.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
but look, I mean, you're still there.
I'm still there, and there's without a shadow, like I never lie, like I'm real honest, and it's absolutely been up and down and difficult. But for me, when you're living your life, if everything is just the same and it's fine, it is boring. Like
sure.
believe that these 7 years have been the best 7 years of my life, really. And they've been the most stressful years of my life. But you know, people talk about gratitude all the time, but like, I really am so grateful that I have this dream job that I was born to do. Wasn't very good at school, worked hard at school. There was nobody who was like, see her, she's one to watch, she's gonna do well. And then I went into a kitchen and it was like, everything in my belly was like, I understand that, I see that. I mean, I'm a real monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah.
So I was like, someone would prepare something, I'd be able to repeat it. I would taste something, I'd be like, something's not right there. I go to the chef, and I just had this ability that I was born for the job.
Lovely.
How many people get to do a job that they love so much?
So true. And that feeling of connection with something is quite profound, actually. That sense of like when you go, I can do this, and my senses are honed to it. Is truly beautiful. But some people would have that experience and then be conditioned to walk away from it and to go like, no, do something like accountancy.
Oh, well, yeah, no, there was no encouragement to be a chef. That was
Really?
like a no, because it would still have been seen as like, especially in Ireland, it was like, you must get a degree, you must, you know what I mean, try to kind of get the best start in life. And that's not bad advice at all.
For sure.
But if I hadn't have done what I did, which is become a chef, I don't believe that I would never have become a chef. I think I would have eventually clawed my way to it somehow. It would have called me. It was it's a vocation.
Yeah.
But yeah, my dad was not happy about it. Like,
How interesting. My dad was the same, but about comedy. But yeah.
But yeah, because what he saw was that the workers' rights were really bad. And Dad used to be a shop steward for his job, and he's an amazing man. And my mother's an amazing woman, and she's a brilliant cook, and Dad's real curious. And I feel like I'm a little mixture of their two kind of personalities. Not saying I'm an amazing cook, but you know what I mean.
I think you are.
And yeah, so he wanted us to have everything, every opportunity. And then when I said I want to be a chef, he was like, that's not
That's not what I had in mind.
So he really gave me a bit of a hard time about it, but then decided it was a good choice, and he's very happy and very proud. And really, every time there's a magazine article about anything to do with food, or he's cutting it out, telling me he's cut it out, he never posts it. So there's a whole load of them somewhere.
But that's so lovely. But I can relate to that in terms of like wanting to go into showbiz. And my dad was like, "Why do you want to do that?"
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know if it's similar for you, but for my dad, there was never an opportunity to go to university. Like, he left school at 16.
Yeah.
My mum the same. They went to work. And so the idea of like further, higher education, setting yourself up for kind of something.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I want to be on the stage. They were like, it was to follow a vocation, I think. That's the vocation bell.
But that's you listening to the whisper, and there's something very unique that you were able to do that, because it's one thing becoming a chef. That's like a normal job, really. You know, you go in, you do an interview, and you do logical hours, and then you produce something, it gets sold. Your job, way bigger gamble, because you're not really being employed by somebody. You're doing loads of stuff for free for ages. You have to write your own material from the beginning. Then you have to like own the performance if it goes good or bad. And there's no safety net. There's no sick pay. There's nothing there. So that's not... Listen, I still had a safer bet, but my dad, I think, was as angry as your dad.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think maybe it's the natural way with parents to be
there was the unknown for them, right?
Yeah, and for a generation, I'm not saying, I don't know if your parents are the same generation as mine, but the kind of 40s, 50s era. That was kind of like, you know, you just do whatever you can to be safe, to be secure as much as you can. And I think as a generation, latterly, we've all kind of forgotten that sort of, that sense of, I don't know, just kind of weight that they had.
Well, I think that we live in this really strange time now where if you did want to follow your dreams, like if you were to be going back in time and you're the first ever gig that you do now, it would be twice as hard. Because you couldn't do a part-time job, and because you can't. The cost of everything is so much. It's so difficult. The jobs are gone. Those little high street jobs, those little small shops, all the stuff that was everywhere, they're all gone. So it's like I think it's much harder for people to follow their dreams now than before. So yeah.
At the restaurant, when you first set it up, and the idea being that it's going to be an Irish restaurant, Irish cuisine. Yeah. I know some stupid people were saying, well, "What is Irish cuisine?"
Yes.
Which I always had a very clear sense of. And but what has your response been to it?
So when I first said I was going to open up like a kind of a casual fine dining restaurant, people laughed because they thought it was a joke. Because I'm trained in modern European, that's the cuisine I've been trained in for decades, and it doesn't really exist as a known cuisine, you know, especially fine dining Irish. So people laughed, and then they got angry because they thought, is there something I don't know about my own culture that you're
ownership of
telling
these
me?
Things, yes.
But my mother taught me how to cook, taught all of us how to cook, and her mother taught her how to cook, and this is all before the internet. So I was raised with Irish dishes, and all I wanted to do was take the skills I learned as a professional chef and introduce them to my mother's dishes and elevate them and take them to a place where they could logically and naturally go. So when you come to the restaurant, when you first walk in, you don't immediately go, I'm in an Irish restaurant. But when you scratch the surface, the artwork is Irish, the music is Irish, the pewter, Mullingar pewters on the tables,
gorgeous,
lots of handmade pottery or crockery, ceramics, and then Irish crystal, and then we've Irish ingredients, and then the dishes. So it's like a lovely modern feeling of what still has a heartbeat of Ireland. Yeah. And that only, I think, could be done because of, it was like something was making me do it. Yeah. It wasn't like, oh, this will be a good money spinner.
Right, but always the best things are like that.
But it's got to be done. And then the hard work doesn't feel hard. It feels like I'm on the right track. And that's what it's been for 7 years. Very hard, but I feel like I'm on the right track. And
oh my goodness.
I love it. And then finding new produce and sharing, stories about like, why polenta first was in Ireland, associated with the famine and the donations from the Choctaw tribe. So basically we went on these coffin ships to America to escape the famine. Yeah. And so lots of Irish people settled with the poorest people in America. They heard that we were dying,
Yeah.
donated money, donated corn to go to Ireland. So
that's
I could be alive today because of a donation. So that ingredient is a very important ingredient in the restaurant because it's part of the
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
But when we earned money to not need this thing, we used to call it yellow meal, people
Yes.
rejected it completely and it got almost deleted from people's
The memory. Yeah.
But my mother still was doing things, but they were more like desserts. So we'd sago, semolina, polenta,
Yes.
tapioca.
Yeah, tapioca,
Were
yeah.
all part of it because they were from a time when there was a lot less.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I feel like a lot of European cuisine, I might be wrong here, but is kind of has been led by a sense of lack of need.
Yeah.
Of how to make the best of something, how to make something small,
Yeah.
stretch, how to make it taste exquisite, how to make it interesting.
Like think about what jam was first created as.
Yeah,
Like,
preserve.
jam would have been just, I got a pot of jam.
Yeah.
It's December and it's strawberry and it's still good.
Isn't that
know-
bonkers? We've sort of go like, oh yeah, a bit of jam, sure, fine.
Jam, shmam, who cares?
Yeah, no, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Jam's gone a bit funny.
Yeah, but you
too.
grow those berries yourself.
And suddenly
You
you want
make
to
that
preserve
jam,
them.
and then you give me a pot of that jam. I'm like, give me the jam.
I've still got not bolotti beans, cannellini beans.
Oh, yeah.
We grew last year because they're dry. And I was like, we should throw them away. I'm like, no, just soak them overnight and they're good to
Soak them
go.
overnight.
We
There's
grew them.
so much you can do with them. You know.
I mean, there's only like a tiny bit in a jar.
Well,
But
then you
I'm
want to
like,
turn
no,
them into a fritter, or you want to add them to something to bulk it out. Or
bulk it out. Everyone's now
Yeah,
talking about fibre, and that's great.
Oh,
source of fibre.
yes.
So Irish, but you brought with some lovely Irish provenanted things.
rolls off the tongue.
Is that even a word?
I don't know.
Provenanted?
Don't know. I can
like it.
cook.
I mean, the most important, of course, that everybody knows. Potato.
Potato. The original. The
And
original.
this is they invented cheese and onion, or they were the first to do cheese
They
and
were
onion?
first ever to do what was seen as the official flavour on a crisp, which was cheese and onion.
Because I think a lot of the crisps in the UK were just plain. And that you could add salt. I remember getting the salt and
Yes,
shake.
I love that.
It's kind of
A little bit of a
kitsch, isn't it?
ceremony to my crisp.
Ceremony, yes, that's so true.
I
yeah.
love it. I love a
Yeah.
ceremony.
Yeah. You sort of appreciate how much salt, not too much salt. It dries the blood, as I was often told, which isn't true. But not too much salt, it dries the blood. But it's a source of fibre as well. These are lentil chips.
What?
No.
Stop. No, stop. I
that's
don't
an
even know why I had
advert.
to check it. It's an advert.
Oh, potato lentil chips, which we're not having today. Cheese and onion. Of course, this is a big thing. People know about this. Potato.
And there's
potato
two
bread.
types. I should have brought you the other type. Why
What
didn't
a
I bring
shame.
it? So there's the north and south, and he's the real deal. This is the real one.
Should we try?
Oh yeah, go on. You have to.
I have had them, but there is
They're very good.
lovely smell of
Cheese and onion. My favourite ones are the salt and vinegar. Delicious.
They are nice.
They are lovely. They really are.
Oh, go on, have one.
I will, yeah.
They are very light, very good. And do you
So
like,
good on a sandwich.
that's my next question was, do you ever make a crisp sandwich?
Yeah, I think it's really lovely, and you do need the crappy bread for it.
You really do. What would you do if someone served you that on MasterChef?
I think I'd really love it because they would be doing it for a feeling. You see, I love everything to do with food. I love the most basic stuff like a good hunk of bread with lovely salted butter.
Yeah.
I love street food. Sometimes I like crap food. I want MSG in my Chinese. You know what I mean? Not the good Chinese. I mean in my Chinese takeaway. And then I want my 3 Michelin star restaurants. I want to get dressed up and I want to have the most expensive champagnes. I love everything to do
There's
with
space
food.
for everything.
And I really think that it is about what is the feeling when I go into this pub or I go into this amazing place with a waterfall on the side. What's the feeling that
I
they're
get
trying to
from
give
it.
me? So if someone gave me a crisp sandwich with soft bread,
Oh.
they're going to give me a story while I eat this. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's
And
so
that's
true.
a big part of food. It's not just about the cleverness of it. It is about what it's kind of
And I
the
think
brass
that-
tacks.
But I think that harks back to what you say about like family and like having the kids there in the restaurant and that sense of it's about the feelings, it's about the memories, it's not all about patterns on a plate,
Yeah,
which I
yeah.
think some people assume fancy food can be.
Yeah,
But it's
no.
actually much more to it than that.
And I think if you have that balance, I think you can be more creative and you can be less stressed and you're not focused on the wrong things, you know? Like I just, but I do find, this is a terrible thing to say, in lots of respects, I found my job very easy.
Because you love it.
Because I love it and because I've done my homework and I've done my training and that I'm happy to look at how I'm doing something and go, oh, I can do that better and change how I'm doing it as opposed to going, I've always done it this way, so I'll just keep punishing myself. So I'm really, really, I love doing a double shift.
Do you?
I love it because I get so much work
lunch
done.
through to
I
dinner.
will always create a new dish. Well, not always, but that's usually when I will create a new dish.
So you're just there.
Because you have the idea maybe the day before, the ingredients come in, you start doing a bit of prep, you might go, oh, that is right. Or sometimes you just nail it straight away. And then you've got more time to keep kind of
creative.
honing it. And then still do the services in between because that can give you time to kind of be re-inspired or just switch off your brain and come back to it. And I just love it. As opposed to doing like dribbled hours.
Yeah.
I love to do the double shift. And so do my staff. I try to make them do smaller shifts, like 5 days a week. And they
like to be there.
So now they have like 3.5 days off a week.
Oh.
That's what they choose.
Lovely.
It's madness.
Also, fun question. I still don't understand restaurants. So you put an order in. So, and I worked in the restaurant. It was a printout receipt that came out in the kitchen. So one of the chefs would take that and be like,
Check on.
check on,
Yeah, and we call it, yeah.
check on. So table 12, they want 2 chickens, 2 cods. I don't know.
Perfect. You're like a pro. Go.
Yeah. So I'll go, well, the chicken, that takes longer, so I'll put that on first.
Yeah.
And then the cod I'll put on at the last minute, probably because that doesn't take as long.
Yeah.
And then, so but you're responsible for all of that table's meals.
Yeah.
And then, but what if another one comes in?
You just it's like anything. When you are used to doing something, instinctively you start to logically know what to do. So yes, you would call the check, and when you're training somebody, you would tell them to prioritize the things that take longer.
Sure.
So you would have things like yes, if the chicken takes longer, you would know that, let's say the chicken might take depending on how it's portioned and cut. So if let's say you were cooking the chicken on the crown, you would have your chickens seared on the crown so that when the order comes in, you know it might take 15 minutes. So if they have a starter, you know the starter is going to take maybe 8 minutes to be prepared. Give the diner a comfortable 10 to 15 minutes to eat and it to be cleared. So you know that you have like a good 20, 30 minutes before they should be eating their main. So you've got all of that time to prioritize what needs to be done. And then it's while that's cooking, and then you've got to think of the garnishes that go in between because they're the freshest bits that you don't want to heat up 30 minutes before because then they're rank. And then you've got like a team of people. So you'd have shared roles, and then if somebody is like, I'm drowning, too many chickens have been ordered.
That's what I'm worried
somebody
about.
jumps and helps. You don't just go, I'm safe over here.
Stupid you picking up that receipt. I knew that would be a tough one.
No, it's the kitchens I run and that I've always run are very much like, today might be an easy day for you, but tomorrow could be a nightmare. So when you're cruising, you jump and you help
And that's
somebody.
part of the teamwork.
And then what goes around comes around.
Yeah.
And if somebody doesn't do that, we still help them.
Because you worked
That's the way it
with
is.
Gordon Ramsay for a long time, didn't you?
Yeah.
And like he presents on television, it's quite scary. But is he? Because I think you've said before that you say he taught you everything about.
I think he's fantastic. I think I learned so much about running a restaurant working for Gordon. I was very accountable, like as in he wanted me to understand everything to do with how the restaurant worked.
Okay.
And I felt very supported by them, but also a lot of pressure. You know, there was a lot, you had to know what you were doing. And I was at the stage in my career where I did know what I was doing. So I was up to the challenge and I really, really enjoyed it. I think he's very fair, like really fair.
Okay.
And I 100% agree with him is that don't lie.
Okay.
Don't lie to me to tell me something that you think I want to hear or that you're too afraid to admit to, because he, first of all, he always knows when you're lying and he'll go, cool, you've laid that bed. And you better, and there'd be times we'd be in a group and it'd be all the head chefs together and Gordon would say something and they'd be like, yes, chef. And I'd be like, excuse me, I think, maybe this might be a maybe. And Gordon always would laugh at me and he'd be like, I know you'll be able to. And I was like, yeah, maybe. But I just think there could be a bit of an issue with this, where I'd never, ever say, yes, I can do something to anybody.
If you could.
Unless I could. Because
Very wise.
Why say that?
Yeah,
If you think you can, you're going, I'm going to do my best, but there could be a problem with this.
But that's brave. I think that's confidence in your craft.
And that's where also contentment lies. Because it's like when
Yeah.
you're honest, when you're the most honest version of yourself to other people, because nobody knows the real honest you, well, then you feel really okay.
You're strong, yeah.
So Gordon, I felt, was amazing. So when those guys would come back and then not give him what they
wanted.
said they were going to
Yeah,
do,
yeah.
then he obviously would be upset, as I would be. I have a strict rule in the restaurant. You can ask me for anything. So if they were like, oh, chef, I've, milk at home, can I take milk? Or, my parents are coming over, can I take this? I was like, yeah. If I caught someone taking a loo roll without permission, I'd go, it's loo roll today, but was it tomorrow?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's a safe environment. People can say no to me. It has to be like
Honest.
a comfortable environment.
Yes.
Because trust breeds trust. And then when I'm not there, it has to be the same. So there has to be, it's like a garden ecosystem.
It's an ecosystem, and sometimes things fail. So we've had the potato crisps. I'm going to put them on the tray.
I feel bad that I brought this big bag. You've got this obligation of
Do you know what this reminded me of?
What?
Ready, steady, cook. With what's Leslie? What's her surname? It's like a Leslie.
Yeah, she was great.
Do you remember her?
Yeah, I do,
Blonde
yeah.
hair.
Really, really, she was probably one of the most talented of all of them.
Oh, is that right?
Most
She did bring out
knowledgeable,
some
I
books,
would
didn't
say.
she had great.
She had really good culinary knowledge.
But a great serenity.
Yeah.
Oh, the Leslie Bell. But I always sensed that she'd be the sort of person to be fun to work for. Some chorizo, Irish chorizo.
Yeah, so this is amazing. This is a company called Corndale. And I think sometimes we don't realise the importance of making choices when we're buying stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, whatever money people have is very important. I'm never going to lecture somebody who doesn't have money to be like, oh, well, you should be switching off your electricity and buying rare breed pork. But it's like, if you can't see the animal, if you can't see the chicken, you can't see the pig, there's a sign that it's being farmed in a way that if you could see it, you might be like, excuse me, I'm not going to eat that.
Yeah, right.
Where we see the cows, we see the lambs, we see them, and they are high value products, where chicken and pork are seen as low value products, but they are animals and they have lives. So if you're going to buy charcuterie, which is expensive, well, I think you should know where it comes from. And Corndale is amazing. Rare breeds, saddleback pigs, happy little mischievous frolickers. I went to the farm to see it, and so we serve that in the restaurant and in the wine bar as well. So we try to source not just for Irish sake, good products that kind of represent a kind of ethos that I think matters.
Yeah, lovely. And I think people want it as well. You also brought me some
Seaweed.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
It's the most beautiful, if you're listening, it's the most beautiful sort of aubergine purple colour in this lovely, lovely bag. And it's seaweed from the Irish Sea.
Yeah, I always get it wrong. So it's not Armagh, it's Antrim.
Antrim. Because
Armagh doesn't have the sea.
Right.
Yeah. And a customer was like, that's incredible. You don't see. And I was like, oh my God. Because I'm, all about being like honest. I'm like,
of course.
That like looks like I'm, so yeah. So,
of course.
So I'm like, it's from Ireland.
It's all you need to know. Yeah.
But seaweed is one of these ingredients that, again, I think somebody slipped in and told you don't need to eat that. So really good for gardening, really good for nourishment of soils.
The seaweed feed I have all the time.
Really good for animals, really good for cooking. It's got, obviously great fibre, loads of different minerals and nutrition, and it's free. So, and then it's like lots of things when you can forage at certain times of year. People are afraid because obviously they think that they're going to die, but there's loads of really obvious things that are like not poisonous and not dangerous.
Okay.
But people think that if there's not a package in it and a label on it, I can't eat it.
There is an element of that. And you recommended soaking this seaweed?
Just in a bit of water, cold water, for a short period of time. It immediately hydrates. So the longer you leave it, it will drain out a lot of the flavour. Yeah. And you can put it in salads, or in the restaurant, how we serve it, we have it with spinach that we just have in some olive oil, and we place it on a very hot plate, and then the spinach goes on top of it, and we have this poached halibut with seaweed caviar, make like pearls out of seaweed,
it's got the little,
and we serve it with really beautiful beurre blanc with another seaweed inside that. But it's really, if you take away all the complication I've added into that, but if you just had a bit of spinach salad with that seaweed and a beautiful piece of fish, capers, squeeze a lime, lemon juice, you'd be laughing.
Assuming it's the right time for lemons.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Now, I know we've got some beautiful fudge you brought me. I do feel absolutely spoiled. But
we do loads of different flavours of fudge in the restaurant. You every single flavour you can imagine. Pink peppercorn.
Really?
Black garlic. Lots of different whiskies, lots of different chocolates. Like, honestly, I'd love to open like a fudge shop. I would love to open a fudge shop.
Yeah. Well, you're good at making
I'll just
dreams
add
come
it
true.
to the list.
Just pop it on the list there, Anna.
I'm okay. Okay.
Now, I'm very excited about this little package because I think there's been a real resurgence in the love of bread and butter, particularly Irish bread and butter. And Irish butter, I feel people talk about as this kind of the caviar of the Eastern Atlantic, and people love bread and butter. I've always would be my death row meal.
Yeah, I think
Bread and
it's my people are like guilty pleasure, and I'm like looking out the window, kind of nice soft butter onto bread, and just kind of looking out the window and just thinking about life and nice bits like that. To me is everything.
Yes, I agree.
Maybe a bit of music in the background.
But bread, it's the simplest meal.
Oh, yeah.
But the most comforting. It reminds me of my dad bringing bread in from the bread shop. I don't know why we didn't call it a bakery, but anyway, the bread shop.
Yeah, my dad would wake up on the weekends, right? And all the windows would be open and the gale force winds would be billowing through the house. The record player would be playing. Mum would be downstairs making the breakfast. And I'd plod down as a little kid, you know, morning, do you want a sausage on a fork? Yeah. And Dad would be out buying the fresh bread. And I'd sit down in front of Laurel and Hardy or Tom and Jerry and eat the sausage. And then Dad would come back and we'd have the full breakfast. And that was our...
Isn't that just a dream?
I know. And, well, we're all like wooling the head off each other and fighting, scrapping like four little feral animals.
Of course,
but apart from that,
but that's that memory.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to open this because I think it has a special shape.
yes.
And this lovely bread.
Well, it's not a normal shape, is it? For a
It's unusual. So for those listening, it's lovely crunkle of the paper. I would say it is a sort of cylindrical shape that's about as tall as my hand, and in a sort of in a beautiful paper.
oh yeah, because this is sound. I mean,
do
obviously
it
people
as a
watch
visualised
it. Yeah.
thing.
Oh yeah,
We
yeah,
do
yeah, yeah.
both.
I forgot all of that.
Don't worry about it. And now
Oh, they won't even know the goblin thing then. Yes.
they'll just think, do I look like a goblin?
I was hunched over like a tiny little goblin would be behind a rock.
And I didn't notice. I didn't help very much. I just went, I don't
Yes.
think so.
You nodded aggressively.
I go, yes, I don't know. You didn't look. Now this looks very much to me like a soda bread of sorts.
Yes,
But it's
yes.
in a very unusual shape, which you did explain to me beforehand, and I wonder if you would be so kind as to explain.
So yeah, we bake them in baked bean tins, and when I first was opening the restaurant, I had to do a pop-up. I asked Darina Allen for permission to call my restaurant Myrtle because I didn't go to Ballymaloe, I didn't train with them, and I didn't want to be seen as riding on the coattails of somebody else. So if she'd said no, I would have just found another name. You know what I mean? A name is a name.
Tom
Would have
Allen.
called it Tom's. So I had to call her up and tell her what menu I was preparing. And it was a tasting menu I was doing. And at the end of it, she just went, oh, that all sounds very complicated. And went, I wish you all the best. Clunk. I was like, oh, shit. So then I was getting everything ready and I didn't have a team of people at that stage. So I was asking some favours of some people to help me, but the restaurant hadn't opened. And I needed loaf tins to bake the bread, but I didn't have loaf tins to bake the bread.
And she wasn't going to send any.
She wasn't going to. Well, I was going to ask. I was busy asking for the name. So I then ran out to the shop and bought a load of baked beans.
Why
and
not?
then I took them off with a tin opener.
Yes.
Because if you ring pull them, you ain't getting the bread out. So I used the
of
tin
course.
opener because you need to have
The
that.
smooth side. Yes, I would have thought
And
of that.
then at the event, everybody kept asking me what special loaf tin I used.
Why is your bread covered in beans?
Tomato essence of tomato, and yeah. So then I kept the shape, but
What a
it's important that
clever idea.
some beans have like a white inside. So yeah, you know, so it could be kidney beans, it could be anything, but you have to make sure it doesn't have the white inside. It has to be a plain tin to bake it in.
The smell as I'm unfurling the bread from beautiful wrapping you put it in is quite extraordinary.
Oh,
Because it's got an air of a soda bread, but it's also something richer about it.
yeah. So there's a bit of treacle in it. We've butter and we've egg and Die Hard. We call it brown bread, but over here people call it soda bread. But Die Hard soda bread people say you're not allowed to add those ingredients. But what I'm trying to do is give you the essence of the traditional. This was our national bread, but kind of enriching it in a way because. Originally, if you put an egg inside the bread, people would be like, are you crazy? You could eat the egg, like the egg is a meal. And now you're adding it to the bread that's already a bread.
Decadent. Who do you think you are?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to kind of, it's a good example of what the food is, that it's like, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're just trying to give it
An
you know,
elevation.
a fancier
I'm going to take
tire.
off a little bit. Because I know Alpha wants some of this, everyone will want some of this, but I just want to try it. Oh my goodness. I just love bread and butter. And this is,
And there's no butter.
I just love
But the
I keep
imagination
saying
is
about
there.
butter, don't I?
Here, I'll put some butter on it. There you go. There's your
I
butter.
can taste it.
I've got a 4-year-old. We do a lot of pretend.
It's like that book, Butter. Isn't it?
He loves that. Anytime I'll do something like that, he's like, he'd crack his whole laugh and he'd just be like, "This is amazing, Mammy."
It's so lovely, but it's got that lovely, what's it, earthy taste. But like, it's got a lovely richness to it as well, and that sweetness of the treacle.
And it would have been seen as
Beautiful.
the brown flour was seen as the not so
The
good
unrefined,
flour.
yeah.
So it's kind of lovely to protect that and then celebrate it. Because we've lots of lovely white breads, you know, like the different sourdoughs and batch loaves.
Yes, everybody
and they're
loves
amazing.
a sourdough now, don't they? Everyone loves a
like
sourdough.
amazing. The original batch loaf is like a sourdough, which you burn it. We love burning our bread in Ireland.
I love a burnt bread.
Yeah, so that's another lovely bread. But I think there's something nice about this.
I mean, Ivy, would you like some as well? You
I'll nibble on it
all
like
the
a
time.
squirrel. Like I planned, I was going to bring you the seaweed caviar and the potato bellinis. There's so many things I wanted to bring you, but
don't even say it. We'll have to come and see you, and we'll love it. But this is so lovely, and I've absolutely loved talking about all these things, and I really do care about all those, and I think a lot of people do, about the things you talk about the taking time and taking care and understanding where things are from and the process they've been on. But one question I always ask people in the garden, it's a format point, so no one else can do it. Is what is your first memory of being in a garden?
So we grew like fruit in the gardens. We grew cooking apples, eating apples, and pears, gooseberries, and blackcurrants. So I'd say, actually, no, sorry, it's not that. That would be later on, that memory, because we were put to work. My first memory
Twist.
is playing with dolls in the weeping birches. So we used to have 3 weeping birches out the front.
Yeah.
And it was amazing because you could sit under the tree.
Yes.
And obviously you're in the garden, so you're safe. You know, my mother closed the gates. She probably didn't. But anyway, I'd imagine she was doing that. It was the olden times.
Yes.
But wild horses would sometimes come into your garden, so she probably did. But yeah, I remember playing in the kind of umbrella of the weeping birch.
Yes.
And then that's a really strong memory. Yeah.
That is a gorgeous memory, and one that really reminds me of similar things, of that magic you only have as a child of finding rooms in nature.
Yeah, and looking through the leaves, like it was really amazing, magical.
I remember people having like a willow, a small. Is that a small willow? Or
No, weeping birches, they grow quite large, because some birches, they don't droop, but this one comes all the way down, if you want, all the way down to the ground. Beautiful trees, I love them. They're really, really lovely.
But that idea of being cocooned in nature, so stunning. And that couldn't have been a nicer memory. And a lovelier end to our beautiful chat. I really appreciate coming. Thanks, Anna. And I am so happy for you that Myrtle is going so well.
Thank you.
I look forward to coming there very soon. And congrats on MasterChef.
Thank you.
Well,
Thanks.
All to celebrate. Well, I do hope you enjoyed that little chat. I absolutely loved Anna, and I think she's so brilliant. And her wonderful restaurant, Myrtle, doesn't it sound wonderful? I can't wait to try there. So thank you for joining me, as ever. And next week, we've got an incredible guest as well, but my lips are sealed about her. Maybe that's sort of what her job is, in a way. Anyway, thank you for joining me today. And as I say, if you could hit subscribe, it just means we can keep making this podcast. For a quiet time in the garden, we need you to make a bit of noise on our behalf. Really appreciate all that you do, and we'll see you next Thursday.